COVID-19 is a respiratory disease caused by the virus SARS-CoV-2, was identified in Wuhan, China in 2019 and quickly spread to other parts of the world. Closing the borders was the first step most governments took to stop the spread of corona, followed by complete lockdown and limiting the opening of businesses and shops. COVID-19 epidemics have caused huge negative impacts on population, health, the economy, education, and even national and international security. Global cities like London, Mumbai looked like ghost towns at the height of COVID-19 lockdown, with deserted streets lined with closed shops. The lockdown has helped to flatter the curve in most places, but it has also resulted in devastating economic and social consequences. To enforce social distancing, businesses where people gather have been forced to close. Major companies in India temporarily suspended or significantly reduced operations. The entertainment industry, consisting of movies, theatre, sports centre, concerts etc., are reeling under these constraints. Another sector that has been affected more is the service industry, including restaurants, beauty parlours, spas, barber shops etc. The stock market have crashed and plenty of large and small businesses had failed to survive. The tourism places, bars, hotels, transportation and industries were totally shut down as per the lockdown policy, because of which government has been suffering a huge economic loss. Many people will come under poverty line due to this global crisis. The rate of unemployment will increase rapidly due to the deadly virus. So we can say the overall economic system has deteriorated due to this pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic has impacted politics, both international and domestic, by affecting the governing and political systems of multiple countries, causing suspensions of legislative activities, isolation or deaths of multiple politicians, and rescheduling of elections due to fears of spreading the virus. Because of this global pandemic, the govt is facing several criticisms from the people as well as leaders of opposition party. COVID-19 pandemic put governments across the world under pressure to react quickly and decisively. This pandemic has affected all segments of society. COVID-19 has created a global health crisis where countless people are dying, human suffering is spreading, and people's lives are being upended. People with no home or shelter, such as refugees, migrants or displaced persons, will suffer disproportionately, both during the pandemic and its aftermath. The social crisis created by the COVID-19 pandemic may also increase inequality, discrimination and medium and long-term unemployment if not properly addressed by appropriate policies. Children being out of school might forget some facts, as well as there will be impact on their learning capacity with any pandemic or any situation which impact the society at large. Comes the problem PF psychological trauma. The lockdown has proved that man is social being, because continuous lockdown for long time have impacted people psychologically, and the burden has been faced by women and children in the form of domestic violence. In the lockdown period, multiple calls have been received on the helpline number made for the people going through domestic violence. The pandemic has affected educational systems worldwide, leading to the widespread closures of schools and universities. Many schools started their class by e-learning. Some of their findings shows that there is an increased concern of mental health of students. The pandemic has impacted religion in various ways, including the cancellation of the worship services of various faiths, the closure of Sunday school, as well as the cancellation of pilgrims surrounding observances and festivals. Many churches, mosques, and temples have offered worship through live stream. Older people are particularly affected by the COVID-19. They need special attention during the COVID-19 crisis, and their voices, opinions and concerns are important in formulating responses. People with disabilities are more likely to experience isolation and other forms of mental distress as a result of this pandemic. The overall economic system has deteriorated due to this pandemic, and it will greatly affect the social and economic aspects of the lives of the people in future. The government is doing its best with utmost effort to reduce the impact of coronavirus, but still it has not been successful. The people, as well as the various socio-political organization of the country, should provide full support to combat this pandemic, because this is a humanitarian crisis, not a political one.